Hello and welcome to the channel. Welcome here in Umoja. My name is Dennis Uhuru. Another week, another video, guys. So today's video is about money and the making of it, how I put bread on the table, right? We've had a bit of excitement on the channel. We went and had jollof, you know, I went to Diani, had an adventure in Diani, came back, had a bit of Chinese, so a lot of excitement, right? I foresee some more excitement in the future, but before then, starting with today's video, we'll have a spate of regular videos, you know, and then we'll get back to the excitement. Today's video is about my work as a freelancer, specifically focusing on my website design work and my YouTube work. I'll talk about why it is important for YouTubers to have another source of income, and my other source of income, which is of course website design. I've been working on about 3 websites since the last time I showed you a sample of my work in that area, but today I'll show you 2, but mostly what I make from YouTube and why it is important to have another source of income, and my other source of income, which is website design. Right now though, I'm ready to get breakfast, so come with me, let's get breakfast. Ile mkati round imeshakuja.
Ndio nimefika kwanza, lakini kwa jiani.
Haya, niweke basi maziwa ya 50. Right guys, so I've had breakfast. There's an interesting verse in the Bible that normally makes me laugh, you know, in those quiet moments. And I'd like to share it with you guys. And I want to share it in my vernacular because I feel like Luo really brings out the gravity of the issue. This verse is from Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 19. And it goes like this in Luo. Chiemo maber miyo ng'ato bedo maber, kendo kong'o bende miyo ng'ato winjo maber. To gigo ok nyal yudre ka pesa onge. That really is to say that once in a while we have to talk about money. Though of course I don't advocate for people to drink alcohol. We are living in the most difficult time ever. You know, alcohol impairs your judgment. You know, it is my opinion that for young men in particular, this is the most difficult time there ever has been for them to, you know, exist or to live out fruitful lives. You know, we have junk food, for example. Junk food is plentiful. You can buy it by the roadside, and it's not good for you. It is easier now than it has ever been to get junk food. It is even easier than making good food in your house. That's just one pitfall. There's betting. The threshold to betting has been brought so low that you can bet with 5 shillings or 10 shillings. The only 10 shillings you had, the last money you had in your pocket, without which you would be poorer than a church mouse. That money, you can use it to bet right now. And betting has caused so much frustration and depression in young men. I used to be a betting addict myself. That is another pitfall. We have pornography. Pornography is just a click away, you know. You pick up your phone, and if you have access to the internet, pornography is just there. In no other time in history has pornography been so easy to access for young men, and it is a destroyer. Ask me, I know. One day I'll talk about pornography, but not just yet. We have so many things, drugs, marijuana, you know, mira, all these things. And that's before you even start dealing with your fellow men. So we have all these things that are set into the lives of young men, and all these pitfalls, and all young men that are doing their best to move forward and, you know, trying to navigate their way around all these pitfalls and moving forward day by day. I respect you. I respect you. Anyway, that was an interlude. Let's go back to the reason for today's video. I started by saying that Bible verse just to reaffirm the importance of, money in our lives, especially in Nairobi. And that brings us to what I've been doing for the past few days, my website design work. Let me show you what I've been working on. As many of you guys know, I'm a website developer, and this is my main income earner at this time. Of course, I'll talk about my YouTube work later on in the video, but website design for me is that thing that helps me put food on the table. And recently I've been working on a few projects for a few clients, and I'd like to show you two of those projects. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm open to getting more work right now. As we've already established, nothing can move in Nairobi or anywhere else without money, right? So if you're not sure why you need a website or why your business needs a website, then watch this video right here. I spoke at length about the importance of websites for businesses and brands. With that said, let me show you the first website I've been working on, belonging to a very beautiful tour agency in Nairobi called Wayfolk Expeditions. Right, so I have my laptop with me here. What I'll do is I'll share my screen and we'll go to the Wayfolk Expeditions website that I've been working on and have a look at it together. So this is me sharing my portfolio with potential web design clients. I will of course put links to these websites that I'm going to show you today in the description of this video. On Google, you can search for Wayfolk Expeditions and it will bring you to this website I've been working on. Wayfolk Expeditions, your gateway to adventure in Africa. And you click on that and it brings you to a very beautiful tours website. But this is the home page of the website, and below that we have sort of like a filter feature that helps a visitor, narrow down on a tour that they want to experience. So they can, filter these tours by destinations, by, type of tours. So either international tours, these are tours outside of Kenya, or local tours in Kenya. And then you can search and find that tour. For example, we can say we are looking to go to the Maldives, right? And with that alone, you can just click on search and that should take you to the Maldives package. As you can see, we've come to a 5 days, 4 nights Maldives gateway. So let's go back to the home page of this website. Below the filter feature, we have a small section for popular tours. A tour to Mount Kenya, 3 days, 2 nights Samburu Safari Adventure, a tour to Nairobi National Park at 4,500 shillings. We have 4 days, 3 nights Lamu Escape, and we have 3 days, 2 nights Diani Getaway. Below that we have a sign in or a register section of the website. This is of course for those people that would want to be continuing clients of this tour agency. And if you click on it, it brings you to a login and register screen, and you can create your account on the website. Below that we have sort of something I was playing around with that is sort of like a country navigation or selection tool. So I've grouped the tours into different countries and I thought I'd place the flags here, and I think it looks very beautiful. So you can filter that tour that you want to go to using this country navigation tool. We have one tour to Egypt, we have one tour to Indonesia, we have 7 tours in Kenya, we have one tour to the Maldives, we have one tour in Tanzania and one tour in the UAE. And of course these are not the only tours this company has. There are several other tours and they'll keep adding them to this selection of tours. So say for example one wants to go to Indonesia. You can click on that to see the tours under that flag, and you see that brings you to the Bali Getaway, 5 days, 4 nights. And click on that and it will take you to that particular tour. You can read about it, you can see the overview, you can see the inclusions and the exclusions, the tour plan. It's a plane passing overhead. Yeah, you can just have a look at that. So let's head back to the home page again. And then below that we have, All right, that is the home page. Let us go to the all tours page. So you can run through all the tours that we have here. Another page on the website is the portfolio page, which really is a gallery of pictures from different places the tour agency has been to. We have that as well. We have the transfers page. So Wayfolk Expeditions doesn't only provide tour packages, so they also provide transfers. Airport transfers, hourly and half-day hires, intercity and safari transfers, long distance and coastal transfers, and also event and group transfers. Go through the About Us page, you know. Then of course we have the contact page of the website, their phone numbers, their email addresses, and if you want to visit them in person, their office is in Nairobi, Old Mutual Building, Kimathi Street, 2nd floor, room 218. So let's look at one tour, say the Nairobi National Park Game Drive tour. You click on that, brings you to the tour product page, and you can click on the gallery and just look at a few pictures from Nairobi National Park. You have to understand that tour agencies have different pricing implications for different people. So of course kids are charged differently, non-residents are charged differently. So for each tour, you click on the gallery and you're able to see this pricing graphic to fit your demographic as well. You can look at the inclusions and the exclusions. You can look at the tour plan. You can book now. Enter your contact information. They'll reach out to you so that you go to that place. Alternatively, after looking at a tour that you like, you can click on the floating contact feature and you can reach out to Wayfolk Expeditions either through WhatsApp or mobile. So that in brief is the Wayfolk Expeditions website that I've been working on. You guys can go through it and let me know in the comments what you think of the website. So that is the first website that I was working on. I think it has come out very beautifully. Right, let us look at the second website that I've been working on.
It's 2 a.m. and I can't fall asleep, 'cause I'm not tired. I'm thinking about the days we used to shine when we were young. I told you that we should start a band and reach for the sky. It's 2 a.m. and I can't fall asleep, I'm just not tired. I can hear the raindrops falling. It's cold outside and I kinda feel like calling, but it's too late now. I just miss you. I just miss you.
This is the Dawat Technologies website, which has come out very nicely, very professionally designed. It is very easy to get the information that you would require from this website in the cybersecurity niche, right? So those two are a sample of my work in the website design field. If you want to look at more samples of work that I've done in that area, you can go to denisohuru.com, my website. Go to the website design portfolio page, where I've listed a number of websites that I've worked on recently, and you can just browse through and look at each of those websites in turn. And hopefully when you're done doing that, you can reach out to me on this number, right? And then we can begin a conversation on how to design your website. Alternatively, if you already have a website that you think needs a bit of sprucing up, you know, you can still reach out to me and we can, you know, begin that discussion so that hopefully you have a very good website. Let us talk about my YouTube work and why I feel it's important for YouTubers like myself to have another income stream, and why YouTube alone may not really be enough for YouTube creators to, rely on as a source of livelihood. I always receive questions from viewers of my channel, subscribers, friends, sometimes even family, asking about YouTube and really the monetization aspect of it. And so the question often goes in the form of, Dennis Ouru, is YouTube a vehicle upon which I can rely on and use to lift myself out of my current financial situation so that it becomes for me my main source of income? And how does it go as someone who's been on YouTube for a while, and really bring me up to speed so that I can know what to do in that area? And my response to that question usually is, don't do YouTube for money. Right? Yeah, do YouTube for another reason. And I always feel like these people are focusing on the wrong thing. They are focusing on the what instead of focusing on the why. Okay? And the what is important as well, but with YouTube you can't focus on the what before focusing on the why. Why do you want to do YouTube? That is the most important thing. That is the first thing you should think about before you begin your YouTube journey. And this is the reason many people quit YouTube, is because they never answered that question very well. They didn't answer their why. And so when YouTube becomes very difficult, as it will be, then they quit because they didn't figure out the why. And the why should not be money. We've said money is very important, that's true, but the why should be something deeper. From the very first video that I made, YouTube for me would be the vehicle upon which I'd build my freedom, economic freedom, mental freedom. It would be that vehicle upon which I'd build that. So YouTube is very important to me, but it is that vehicle upon which I can build my brand and monetize in different ways. Part of that is, of course, I also want to tell my stories on YouTube. I want for YouTube to be that stream of continuity in my life, so that I can sit back one day and look at where I've been, what I've done, and it is a very beautiful thing. One of the things I've never told you guys is that sometimes I sit back and watch my own videos. And I never believe that it is me that has done these things. It always takes me by a level of astonishment and wonderment to see some of the things that have happened in my life. It's always like an out-of-body experience for me. I look at those things sometimes and I'm like, man, is this really Dennis Ouru? So yeah. So back to my point is that, is YouTube a vehicle upon which one can entirely put their economic sort of like foundation, rely on it for their livelihood? The answer to that is yes, YouTube can be that tool, but as things stand, YouTube is becoming increasingly segmented. I feel like the creators or the powers that be behind YouTube are trying to see how YouTube will fit into this new era of AI. And of course also trying to grapple with other app starters like, of course, TikTok. You saw that when TikTok came up, YouTube introduced the short feature, the short videos, right, to sort of try and fight TikTok. And some of these changes are done to YouTube, and it changes the platform entirely. And that means that even as AI continues to grow, YouTube may change in many ways that we still may not be able to predict. And for that reason, it may not be the wisest thing for someone to assume that YouTube will remain what it has always been. And I feel that YouTube creators have to think outside the box. You have to think about, other ways that you can monetize your content and your channel. Let us look at my specific case. Is YouTube for me a vehicle upon which I can entirely rely? In Kenya, YouTube pays out about an average of $2 per 1,000 views. Now let's just look at my channel. So right now YouTube pays me about 1.78 US dollars per 1,000 views. In the month of August, I made about 58 US dollars. And in the month of July, I made about 54 US dollars. What that tells you is I get on average about 60 US dollars month on month. That is not enough to even pay my rent in this place, let alone provide food for the Freedom Boy to chew. So this is why I feel it's very important for a YouTuber. If you're thinking about doing YouTube, it is very important that you think about other ways that you can monetize your skills and your talents, in terms of not only relying on YouTube as your main income stream. And the other thing about YouTube is, and this is part of the change I was talking about that YouTube is currently going through. If you've been watching YouTube, I'm sure that you've noticed that new videos on the platform get a lot of views in the first few days they are uploaded to YouTube, and then they stop. They stop being distributed by YouTube. So YouTube is focused right now on new things. They want new posts, new videos all the time. What does that mean? YouTube creators have to keep creating videos. So it doesn't matter if you create a video this month and it gets 1 million views, right? If you stop creating videos from then on, then that video of yours that got 1 million views just stops at some point. And the income it will bring in from that point forward is very negligible. And all this brings me back to my main point. YouTube creators have to think about other ways of monetizing their audiences. That is the main thing. That is very important. Alright, so that is my YouTube work and how it is progressing so far. So at this point, I think it's time to do the freedom comment of the week. This week's freedom comment is from one Andrew Kamau. This is what he had to say. First, I love the simplicity and accountability in your videos. I love how open you are to try new spots. Blessings to you, bro. Thank you, Andrew, for that beautiful comment. Last week's video had so many beautiful comments. I was at a loss as to which one to choose for this week's freedom comment. Very beautiful comments. Thank you guys for always, writing and engaging in the comment section. I never take it for granted. There were days when I think I'd get 2 comments in a video, 1, 3. These days, you guys, you're engaging with the content. I really enjoy that, and I really thank you for it. And then to another thing that has been percolating, that I feel I have to address before this video ends. In last week's video, of course, I went to have a bit of Chinese at the Garden Restaurant and Bar in Westlands. And after that video, of course, I said that people should send me, should DM me if, of course, they want to go and have a bit of Chinese with me. I was supposed to take a group to another branch of that restaurant. I'm in receipt of your DMs on IG. A lot of people, DM'd me on IG saying, Denis Ouru, I'd like to be part of that. A few people also in the comment section. A few people even reached out to me on WhatsApp. So I'm in receipt of your DMs. I'm grateful. I'm thankful that you reached out. The thing is, I reached out to the restaurant and requested that they give me a date upon which I can go to the restaurant with the group, because of course, with a date we can then plan. I have to reach out to people and tell them this is the date that we've been given, and of course they can also push things around and free themselves up on that day. So I reached out to the restaurant and said, we are good to go. We just give us a date and then we'll show up and chew the Chinese. And so the restaurant has yet to get back to me with a date. And of course, they are not obligated to do so. You have to remember this was just an offer. So they are not obligated to give us a date to have Chinese. And I'll still advocate for people that are looking to try Chinese food to go to the Chinese restaurant and bar in Westlands. So they have beautiful food, beautiful services. So if they reach out to me with a date, of course I'll reach out to you guys that DM'd me. If they don't, that is also well and good. We will have no ill will towards them. Alright? So that's what's been happening. Up to that point, I think it's time to bring this video to a close. This video has been about numbers. But like I said, we have to talk about money now and again, so that we're able to afford life here in Nairobi, because we pay to live, right? Alright guys, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Like the video if you liked it. If this is your first time to the channel, subscribe to the channel, and then I'll see you in the next video.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away and show us where we are?